A multi-platinum recording artist. She's also the sexiest woman alive in Maxim magazine.
That's a joke.
Ladies and gentlemen, Katy Perry. Welcome. Hi, Katy Perry.
Hi, guys.
Welcome to our
I thought you were going to wear
broadcast.
Daisy Dukes and a bikini on top.
You wouldn't want that.
Oh, I would, actually. That would wake me up for real. No Starbucks can do that.
We do know you're a Starbucks girl.
Good morning.
Got the Starbucks buzz on.
They woke me up and said, stop getting fat, stop sleeping 8 hours, time to be a pop star again. Slap, slap. Slap, slap.
You know,
crap.
we were talking about this earlier this morning. You came out of the box with an album that sold 5 million plus copies.
Yeah, no pressure, huh?
Yeah.
Some people are very fortunate. They're very happy to have one big hit single when they just burst onto the scene. But you had
I'm greedy.
four.
Greedy.
You had 4 monster hits.
Yes, greedy. That's what it would be.
Was it?
I feel like I have a lot of reverb on my voice. I feel like I'm like speaking to you in the Notre Dame.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah,
we're used to it.
We feel weird when we don't have it.
Oh,
you know,
we
like
need
the
it in
rest of the day.
All right.
Like,
To make you sound prettier.
Where's my reverb?
The tricks.
When did you decide you wanted to be an entertainer?
Well, I guess I was 9 years old and I started singing. I started singing in church. My parents are both traveling ministers. And so I was singing Oh Happy Day and His Eyes on the Sparrow. I was studying Lauryn Hill on Sister Act 2. Like everything she did, I was like, oh my God, I love her. And that was kind of like my one magic trick I would pull out and everybody would stop what they were doing. And I was like, I have everybody's attention.
Yep.
Now I will use this to manipulate you for the rest of your lives. So that's when I knew I could be powerful.
That was a great feeling, right?
It was a great feeling. It's so fulfilling.
and it seemed as though you waited until you knew you were loaded and ready to go, and you had all that great music, and you pretty much knew what you were doing. A lot of people they start early and they really don't have their footing yet.
Yeah.
Well, it was interesting. The process of me with making the first record took 5 years. It took 3 record labels. It took a lot of willpower on my own end because I heard no every day of my life, and I just never took that for an answer for a yes. And I think that it took that amount of time for me to build up the strength because you can't just be thrown into this world and actually survive through it if you don't really have a thick skin and all those stories you hear. So I really believe that everything happens for a reason. Mm-hmm. And even with this next new record, the pressure is on, of course. I kind of like to not really think about the pressure. I told the record label and I told the people around me, I said, don't tell me when to deliver the record. I will let you know when I have my crown. Mm-hmm. Right now I have a lot of jewels, but I don't feel like I have my crown. And I found my crown. Now I got a great one.
Nice.
That's the way to go at it.
How did you get that out of... I mean, I know you came from a really religious kind of gentle background. How do you get that
I wouldn't call it gentle. It was definitely like fire and brimstone. That's probably why today I'm still sparky.
So that's how you got your strength then, in a way.
Yeah. I mean, my parents are, they have an interesting background before they, became Christians and... they're interesting characters themselves. I mean, they are completely characters. And, I was talking to you before about your kids, how as far as you run, you become them.
Yeah.
You're still turning into your parents every single day.
It's true.
No matter how much you don't
whether you
like
want
it.
to or not.
I know.
Yeah.
Now, we just heard that you're going to be performing at the MTV Movie Awards on June the 6th, and you always do these big musical numbers. Something planned for that?
No, just kind of like boring, nothing. Low-key,
Yeah, that's you.
Whatever. It's just,
no
ruffle shirt.
It's only like my first performance for this record, so it's probably, I just wear jeans and a T-shirt.
The new album...
He believes me.
Yeah, he does.
Moving on to the next subject.
The new album drops August 24th. It's called Teenage Dream, and of course you have a great cover.
Thank you.
On the album.
It's like Betty Page from 3010.
With blue hair.
Yeah, with blue hair.
Yeah.
I'm a Smurf.
Is it hard to keep surprising people with, goofy stuff and that look that you do?
Well, I'm just going to start getting naked on this record.
I think you should start doing that
I'm
during
just gonna give it
radio
all
interviews.
away. Yes. Well, I was going to wear bikinis on top and Daisy Dukes, but it was a little chilly out there in New York.
Cold.
I don't think it's surprising. I think that, like, to me, I'm not looking for the shock line. I'm not a shock jock. I'm just being myself, and myself has evolved from that first record. And I think, to me, the people that are listening to it, you know, generally I have a lot of female audience fans or listeners, whatever you would like to call them. But a lot of girls that come up to me and come to the shows, they're like 14, 15, and now they're 17 and 18, so they want a little bit more, you know. It's like they stopped watching PG, they're on to the PG-13, and they can't wait to get that 17-year-old rated R. But it's not like I'm going there necessarily just to go there. I'm just letting myself be myself.
Feeling more comfortable with yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Letting herself be herself, Todd.
I heard it.
That is the deal.
I love your fashion style too.
Thank you.
I got to tell you, on top of your amazing ability as an artist, I just think that's one of the things that makes you so much fun to watch.
Thanks.
Where'd that come from?
Well, you know, maybe it came from my father initially, because whenever he would preach, he would wear the craziest socks. Like, he'd have like this cool suit, and he'd pull up his slacks, and you'd see like these like hot pink polka dot socks.
Wow.
So maybe I got the flair a little bit from my father. But I've always just loved dressing up and being 2 degrees away from a drag queen.
Would you mind terribly if we threw this record on?
Oh, horribly. It would be horrible.
It would be awful, wouldn't it?
There's a great story behind it. It's called California Girls. By the way, her name is Katy Perry.
Hi, guys.
And tell us how, I don't know if you made this story up or it really happened, but
I made it all up.
It's pretty entertaining. Could you please tell the listeners how it happened?
Well, you know, I heard actually on the drive over here that it was the #1 most downloaded song. Where it was in New York, and I was like, oh, that feels so good and so validating. New York City is downloading a song about California girls. Sorry. No, I wrote it because, well, I on tour last year, I was coming out to, you know, that California Girls song that the Beach Boys does, Wish They All Could Be California Girls, which is probably in my top 5. I mean, influence songs, love that song, and I am from Santa Barbara, from California, and I love being in New York. But
from the hood in Santa Barbara.
I love repping the West Coast, and I felt like it was weird for me to be in Los Angeles, you know, out with my friends and seeing them put their drinks up into the air when they're hearing Empire State of Mind. I'm like, what about California? What about the Golden Coast? And I still love New York. Don't think I don't. I'm about to buy a place here for sure.
There you go.
But I ain't going to be here when it's frozen. So
No.
I'll be in California laying out. Just like y'all should be.
Right.
So you heard Empire State of Mind. Everybody was toasted, and you said, wait a minute, I need to do a song about California.
Yeah, I just thought it was perfect timing, and I think that it really brings it back to me and who I am, and, you know, it's representing. I feel like I'm a little bit scared for my life right now. You know, Tupac and Biggie, but I'll take it.
Let's do it. California Girl.